The redesign of the marketplace offers a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to develop what is currently a neglected area of the town and bring that back as a positive asset. Prescot has a rich history, and this site occupies a very prominent location within the setting of the listed church and war memorial.
And the brief was really interesting in terms of the fact that the market square is unused and it's isolated, and we were looking at ways to try and reinvigorate that.
And when we came to Prescot, like the kind of history of the place, we kind of found it fascinating. You know, it's one of the oldest towns in Merseyside, and it has this really interesting development through time. And I think the marketplace kind of sits almost as it kind of represents that history and the changes that have happened.
Yeah, we were very impressed with Prescot, and they're huge plans, very ambitious plans, but it seems like there's a lot of energy and commitment from various sectors, as well as the council and Heritage Lottery Fund.
It's exciting times because of the Shakespeare North happening. When we saw the competition, we instantly had ideas what could be done, you know, and we saw opportunity to create something for people.
There's a real ambition to try and find a new identity for the centre, and with the coming of the Shakespeare North and the potential multiplex cinema, and tied in with all the church as well in the centre. I mean, that's all really exciting stuff, and part of our idea for the space is that serves all of these key aspects as a new cultural quarter.
Yeah, so our design was a response that looked at the setting, so to improve the setting of a Grade 1 listed church and Grade 2 listed war memorial, to positively contribute to them, whereas at the moment really this site negatively contributes to them. It's to create a gateway, so that's a gateway to the churchyard and the war memorial, but also to the town from the south and to the Shakespeare North, which is at Marketplace. And also to create a space that's there for everyday use, but also could support a range of activities that are more formal and celebratory.
We wanted to strengthen the local identity, so our approach was to do the research and see what's already here, and maybe remind people of what's here and what's maybe forgotten, and basically bring it back to life.
We have reflections in the landscape which reflect the structures which would have once stood on the site, so the old market hall here, the roundhouse structure which becomes a canopy structure, and also kind of hints of where the old town hall would have sat.
Our scheme is we see it as a contemporary scheme with clean lines, a three-dimensional landscape that brings something new to the town in terms of movement and dynamic, but yet is very much in the context of the town's architecture, materials, and heritage.
Probably another reason why we're so drawn to this competition is that there's so much other things happening. The marketplace probably the first kind of initiation move, and then obviously the Shakespeare North Theatre, the cinema, the development near the station as well. There's kind of lots and lots of things happening, and we think the marketplace is kind of at the apex of all these new things that are happening, so it's really exciting.